Welcome to Poets from the Neighborhood. My name is Louise Colln.
And I'm Michael J. Tucker. We hope you'll enjoy the poems we'll be reading today, poems written by your friends and neighbors. Our first poem today is by VeerajaR, Celebrate the Old. To live a ripe age of 90, a monumental feat not counting role as child, parent, or teacher, death does await all around the corner. Do thy best, strive to be the best, pray and see joy in all life's tests. Not having tried, then to fail is worse. Death comes to all like bubbles burst. Today is here to embrace, cherish past, every trial, lesson traced, gain love, wisdom, and forgiving grace. Death comes to healthy or sick at its pace. Tomorrow is in mighty God's hands, yet we toil, building our brands, feel invincible, ego right behind death, still impartial to immortal kind. Celebrate the old and behold victorious, gaining yearly with God glorious, love, wisdom, and all forgiving, death defying, treasure for thanksgiving.
This is Beaches of April by Nancy Fletcher Blume. Sand, yellow, creamy as butter, hanging fronds, green as chinaberry tea, shading late afternoon sun, skies clear blue, innocence of baby's eyes, white foam, frothed and warm, azure water blackened by depth, rocks worn, jutted, watching, time stands still with long-lost love, a memory now belonging to the universe.
This next poem is by the award-winning poet Sandy Coomer, Pilgrimage. Sometimes she finds herself there, from her chair in the activities parlor, the board games open, pieces spilled across the table. Sometimes she leans back, looks up, as if she can see through the white ceiling, the fluorescent lights. Sometimes she closes her eyes, blocks out the TV, the chatter, the pipe music meant to calm, and finds true air moving to the bottom of her lungs, not the thin, sterile, conditioned air that primes the threaded carpet bound with lattice edge, the linoleum hallway, the counters doctored with Kleenex and hand sanitizer. Sometimes it shifts, becomes a heavy musk of autumn's rotting leaves, or the muck-slick breath of worms and beetles churning under a fallen log. Sometimes she tastes full lard in collard greens, the burn of moonshine stolen from a jar kept under her father's bed. Then she is nearly there, high to the hip in the platted tobacco, ready for harvest, stretching the shallow hill the tractor will soon slice. She is there in the little house off the road on a raised plot, above the gully where the lazy creek gouges the limestone, porous and brittle as ancient bones. Outside, the pony with corn silk mane waits. The mutt, with a flash of white at his throat, licks watermelon juice from grass. She hears voices, laughter so honest it lifts the wind to her neck, the first true hint of afternoon storm, born in the radiant heat of stagnant summer. There, in the secret darkness of an oak grove garden, the road climbs Bay Mountain. Vestiges of a simple piety reach her heart and cling like burrs and velvet seeds, those things that remain long after she runs through the field.
Here are two poems by Carroll, Moth. I watch the night moon while watering tender blooms. Moon looks down and smiles. Though we are far apart, the hanging moon observes. My hair falls free.
Our next poem is by VeerajaR, Spill the Beans. Spill the beans, throw your guts out, kick the ground, punch the wall, scream at the highest pitch, your worst temper tantrum, the worst version exposed, all the steam spewing out, but you're still loved, unconditional, and comforted, to your heart's content. Though old and groggy, not an empty carafe, you're still a toddler in your mother's eyes, deeply engraved for your cries. She's balm that stills the steam, harsh or kind, mother's cure, jarring wounds like no other. Spill the beans at her grave, she can still brew you a chirpy coffee.
This is a poem by me, Louise Colln, explaining to you how I feel about the ocean, about the sea. Sea lover. But the sea can't call as a lover to me, for it hasn't the needs which seemingly I must know. To follow the moon, move with the wind, arch into shore, slide out again, to bring me a gift on its gentle waves, or roll out my life in loud crashing sprays, is just the same to this mindless thing, to which I am linked by the salt in my vein, kept in my jeans when I crawled into land. But that's enough of reality. If the sea were a lover and called to me, I would go. Thank you for watching Poets from the Neighborhood. We hope you'll join us again soon.